What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham Jason Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the August 23rd, 2021 edition of Raw Talk. Like I said yesterday when I did my Talking Smack review 2 days late, today's my Raw Talk review. I'm leaving Vegas as we speak right now. I'm actually recording this on late Monday night. On the West Coast, it's about midnight right now. On the East Coast, it's 3 a.m. But this is going up first thing when I wake up, taking off for the airport, and then I'll be back on the East Coast. But it's been a great time here in Vegas. More videos to come from my time in Vegas, specifically all the in-person interviews I did on Friday morning with all the WWE talent before the pay-per-view on Saturday. So for all the new subscribers, first of all, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You have that to look forward to in the days to come. I just got to edit them, upload them, publish them, probably at some point this week. I have a lot of stuff to catch up on from my time away, but those will be going up here on the channel soon enough. In addition to the Q&A video every single Wednesday, podcast excerpts on Thursday, What If review on Friday, Marvel's What If, that is, the roundtable reviews that we do on Friday. So check those out if you haven't already. But yeah, thanks for all the new people who have subscribed here to the channel in the last couple of days. As I record right now, we recently just surpassed about an hour ago the 13,000 subscriber mark, which is fucking wild considering literally 3 days from when I speak right now, about 2 or 3 days ago, right before SummerSlam, even during SummerSlam, I was at 5.32 thousand subscribers. And now we've almost tripled that in the span of just a couple of days. Largely because of the Brock Lesnar reaction video that went viral and got 1.5 million views as I speak right now. So, again, guys, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. But let's get into my Raw Talk review from last night. We were back in the studio being hosted by Kayla Braxton and Matt Camp. I think it was last week that it was hosted by Scott Stanford. So, Scott Stanford, nowhere to be seen this week. We were back to Kayla Braxton and Matt Camp. They run down the biggest headlines from Raw, including the tag team match. They talk about Riddle beating AJ Styles in the main event, and all the other bigger stories coming out of the show on Monday, which arguably were not a lot. Not a lot of exciting things happened on the show, but they do run down pretty much all the big notable developments that went down on Monday night. They have to replay the Charlotte Flair Alexa Bliss promo exchange for whatever reason. I don't know why. They replay that, not in its entirety, but they just kind of replay it for a minute or two, which was completely pointless. I can't say I'm looking forward to Charlotte and Alexa Bliss at the next pay-per-view for the Raw Women's Championship. And I like both women, but the current character for Alexa Bliss is just complete garbage. I guess she's a babyface. I have no fucking clue. Who could even care, to be honest with you? But at any rate, Kayla said that she's actually looking forward to Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. So, as they just said, how the hell can anyone be looking forward to this match? Well, Kayla Braxton is. And I'm thinking to myself, Kayla, blink twice if they're holding you against your will and having to say that here on the show. Good Lord. We hear from Charlotte Flair. She was interviewed backstage at Raw by, I believe, Sarah Schreiber. Maybe it was Kevin Patrick. I don't remember. But Charlotte said that she was starting, as she said on Raw, another women's revolution, evolution, whatever the fuck, now that she is a 12-time WWE Women's Champion. She runs down Alexa Bliss's resume as a former tag team champion, multi-time Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion. She's definitely impressive, former Miss Money in the Bank as well. But currently, she's resorting to using a doll to win matches, that being Lily. And she says that both Bliss and Lily will have to bow down like the rest of them when she beats her and whatever point she steps up for a Raw Women's Championship opportunity. Matt Camp talks about how Karrion Kross is still dominant, which isn't exactly true. He just lost to Samoa Joe on Sunday, but they talk about the new look and attire for Karrion Kross, and I don't know who said it, but they kind of praised it or thought it was good or whatever. Obviously, I mean, it's a company show. They're going to be paid to say that. It's complete fucking garbage. The new Karrion Kross attire, he looked like a joke. God, what a fucking loser this guy is. He's actually won a majority of the matches he's had on Raw so far. He lost to Jeff Hardy once. He lost to Keith Lee once, but he ended up avenging the loss to Jeff. I think they had another 2 matches, and he beat him both times. He beat Keith Lee, and he just beat Ricochet tonight on Raw. So he is getting back to his winning ways, but to lose in the first place to Jeff Hardy was fucking stupid. And they talk about how he's getting on a roll right now, and they also run down the latest development with Mansoor and Mustafa Ali from Monday's Raw. And we also hear about how Jinder was taking out his frustrations on Ali and that was why he got disqualified on Monday's Raw in his match with Mansoor, because he was taking out his frustrations from losing to Drew in a matter of minutes at SummerSlam 2 days prior. Mahal said, we hear from him, he was interviewed here on the show, and he said that Mansoor beating him would have been laughable. He did technically beat him, although it was by disqualification. Mahal talks about his dominance, the dominance of himself, Veer, and Shanky, which really isn't dominant at all. They haven't been dominant since they showed up on Raw as a unit, but it is what it is. He kind of runs down all the list of opponents he's beaten while he was WWE Champion a few years ago, that being Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, a variety of WWE superstars, and how he should not be taken lightly as a result. And that was about it. That was really all they said. We actually got to hear from Veer and Shanky for a change, but that was really the only thing worth noting about their interview. Matt Cam says that there are, these are just steps forward for Mahal, going forward, and everything else. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but that's what he said. They also replay the RK Bro celebration from Monday's Raw, the new Raw Tag Team Champions, and they recap the tag team match from earlier in the show. Or they replay the celebration. They recap the tag team match that started the show with Lashley and Sheamus losing to Priest and McIntyre before previewing Lashley versus Sheamus one-on-one next week on Raw. We hear from Damian Priest, who says that he has respect for Bobby Lashley, but he was out there running his mouth as he and MVP do every week, and he just went out there to shut him up. And he talks about having a good time with McIntyre later on after he's done with this interview, going out in the town and all this other shit. And he says, the whole goal in coming here to the main roster was to make my name live forever, and I feel like I've done that by becoming the new United States champion. And Kevin Patrick, who was interviewing Priest, had mentioned, hey, Damian, you mentioned, I can't do the Kevin Patrick accent, I would be terrible at it. But he basically asked him, like, hey, you said you guys are going out in the town, do you mind if I join you? And Damian's like, no, maybe next time. And it felt so bad for Kevin Patrick in the moment because he seems like the most likable guy. And he just got turned down by the U.S. champion. But it is what it is. You can't blame him for trying or asking. And then at the very end of this episode, Kayla Braxton says, we'll see you guys next week. Me and Matt Camp are the only team here in WWE that you won't see break up, which I don't know if that was a written line for her or if she's saying that tongue-in-cheek because we see tag teams break up every fucking week. Mansoor and Ali have issues. Miz turned on Morrison on Monday's Raw. AJ and Omos might break up soon. The Mysterios might be breaking up soon. Holy fuck. I mean, some of these teams should be breaking up, but WWE, no company has teams break up more frequently than WWE, and that's a fact. But I thought it was funny that Kayla threw that in there at the end. But this was a pretty serviceable edition of Raw Talk. Nothing too notable coming out of it. I thought the Damian Priest interview at the end portion of the episode was the best part about the episode. The Mahal shit was completely pointless. Who gives a fuck? The Charlotte interview was good. Nothing we didn't really already hear on Raw, but it was solid. And that was Raw Talk in a nutshell for August 23rd, 2021. So if you haven't already, be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Again, guys, thank you so much for helping me surpass 13,000 subscribers. If we hit another milestone soon, I'll be sure to talk about that, or maybe even go live. I'm actually planning on going live at some point to talk all about my weekend and the milestone and everything else, kind of recap what went down. But be sure to keep subscribing and sharing and hitting that bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.